Hello, can y'all hear me now? On YouTube, can y'all hear me now? It's saying that it's capturing the audio. Hello, can y'all hear me now? Okay, it's working. Naked girls, I'm gonna switch phones, okay? Toodaloo, I'll be right back. We'll look at it from your phone, Kayla. So anyway, if you are on YouTube, once again, this is my co-parent. You're gonna have to get in like either. Wait. Am I too? Let me see. No. You come closer to me. There we go. Right. Yeah. Okay. Khalees, go to my YouTube page on your phone so I can read the comments on YouTube. Go to the Naked Girls page on that phone. Sorry y'all, give me a second.
Are you about to go live for yours?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. Just play the song for us one more time, Mike, while we get this situated.
Right here.
Yeah.
You know I ain't got to be my face and put no keys together before I leave, so I'm beautiful, I'm so hot, so prima. I'm better than you, it's my life, I call the shots. I can do whatever I want. I've been doing my own thing. I'm better than you, set the rules to my own game. I'm better than you, They say that I am conceited. Well, I must admit, I think I'm the shit. They say that I talk too loud, but when I rock the crowd, sit your black ass down. Tell 'em, girl, I can, I do. I wake up just to make my own rules. I cannot lose. I stay the best to make my own move. And I'm beautiful, I'm so hot, so prima. I'm better than you, it's my life, I call shots. I can do whatever I want. I'm better than you, set the rules to my own game. I'm better than you, See, I grew up thinking I won't shit. Them motherfuckers can't fuck with this. Yeah, I ain't trying to say I'm better than you.
You got Naked Girls up? Alright, let's try this again. Happy Sunday! Anyway, if you are on the Naked Girls page, I am asking that you click on the YouTube page so that I can read comments from one place. And you see, I appreciate you all YouTubers, because I would have just been sitting here talking and looking crazy with no sound. I think it was the screen that I chose. I was trying to make it larger so that we could both get in here, but you know, he's probably really excited to be up under me like this, you know, so it all works out great. Okay, let me adjust this. Let me see which way I need to go. You come this way.
All right.
There we go. All right, as I was saying, this is my co-parent. The name of this show is Meet the Co-Parents. That is myself, and what do you want us to refer to you as?
Lawrence.
Lawrence. And this is who co-parents with me with our 3 children. And then I also put as a subtitle, do nice guys make the best dads? And let me tell you why I chose that. First of all, let me not get ahead of myself even though we're behind. I am drinking Rolling Rock. Lawrence, what are you drinking?
Water.
Don't be fooled. Lawrence is a drinker.
That's right.
I just didn't tell him that this was a drinking show and that I like to check in with everybody that's drinking. So now that you all can hear me, let's see. What are you all drinking today? Let's see. What do we have? Everyone says hello. Our Egypt friend is there. Alright, so I'm not going to go back. You all were telling me that you couldn't hear. Now I think we're straight on both pages. Again, if you're on the Naked Girls page on Facebook, I'm going to leave it running. But if you want to interact or ask questions, I do ask that you come over to the YouTube page, because I've been asking you all that for a couple Sundays now, and it's just easier. Okay? LaTroy's drinking water as well, so you're not alone. Mike is drinking Moscato. Yeah, Rolling Rock for me. Anyway, the reason why I put the subtitle up, do nice guys make the best dads? Because last week, you know, we talked about nice guys. Do nice guys finish last? And this jackass put up a post about women only want convicted felons with 20-something kids and just a bunch of bullshit. And so I was like, you know, so are you just automatically stereotyping convicted felons, saying that they are not nice guys and that they can't be good people and good parents and bring something good to the table? And so of course, in his defense, I'm like, you know, my children's father is a convicted felon and he is a great dad, and not only did he bring something to the table, he bought the damn table. And so then this jackass is like a convicted felon. Like I said, you fell for the convicted felon. So I was irritated because I'm like, a convicted felon that probably has more than you have to offer. So what do you think about, I guess you would not be, according to the stereotype, a nice guy?
I wouldn't say I'm nice, like nice.
So what do you think a nice guy is? And you gotta speak up because I'm loud and we want to make sure they can hear you.
I guess it's a couple of meanings for a nice guy. My thought process of a nice guy would be, I guess, someone who just like real easy, kind of passive a little. Probably, to me, a nice guy is like a person where you pushed over a little more than, you know, than the average person. But I mean, I don't have anything against a nice guy. I'm just saying that's what I would consider a nice guy. So
then, since you say you are not a nice guy, do you think you're considered a bad guy?
No, I don't consider a bad guy. I mean, I got my bad ways just like everybody else. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I got a bad attitude at times. I can curse. Yeah. If you fuck with me, I'm gonna deal with you. You know. But on the flip side of that, I think I'm a better person than I used to be compared to that. I think I really was like bad a long time ago, but
right.
You know.
I'm gonna turn this light on because I don't feel like.
Yeah. So I think I got a little bit more. I think what made me more nice than that is like having a little bit more understanding. I got a little bit more patience. Right. And you know, I kind of had to learn how to deal with clowns, like clown people.
Now, do you think being a convicted felon makes you less of a man or less of a father?
No, it just means I got caught for what I did. Everybody out here probably convicted felons. They just ain't get caught for what they did.
Right, because thankfully I didn't get caught when I was when I held that gun to that girl's head and pulled the trigger. Woo!
I mean, everybody
I would have been going away from here.
Everybody did something in life that could have got them sent away.
Yeah, so thank God that was not me.
Yeah.
Khalees, you know your mama is special. Let me see if I can find this. Oh, I found it. Okay. I'm using my daughter's phone now. Hey, T. Let's see. Hey, Valerie. Yes, a real guy. And you're drinking Barefoot Riesling. Oh, that's my favorite. I have some in the refrigerator now. So let me just tell y'all. My mother brought me this, right? And so Mike had the nerve to try to want to steal it. Talking about could he have it. And talking about I could drink some Moscato. First of all, when did I start drinking Moscato like that? Moscato is like what I drink last. Riesling, Valerie. Yes, that is my favorite. That is, Khalees, I need your phone to stop going to the, making me have to pull up the thing. Let's see. T says, you're right. We are all one step away from being locked the hell up. Yeah, that is so true. So let's talk about parenting. So for those who follow me, you know that I had a daughter before we got together. She was a year old. And then we got married and had 2 children together. So we're kind of piggybacking Total Woman, which was on Tuesday, talking about half siblings. And I made the comment that our second daughter is technically his oldest daughter, but she'll never know what that feels like because he really truly does consider my daughter that I had before we got together his daughter. And so she'll never know what that's like. And so I really wanted to bring him on just to talk to everybody about co-parenting, life after the divorce. Like, people think I'm just sitting up here talking. Like, we really do get along. We really do co-parent very, very well. Sometimes more than people could believe. Like, they're just like, well, y'all should have stayed married. And I've said so many times, like, we had to switch positions, but we're still on the same team. And so our kids mean so much to us that we love them more than we could ever hate each other. And that's what's important. But I don't hate him. Do you hate me?
No, sure.
Yeah, so I told y'all, in order to look this young and good and vibrant as I do, you have to forgive. You know what I mean? And the best revenge, even to him, is to look dynamite. You know what I'm saying? When he sees me, like, damn, I done fucked up. So you have to always make sure, you know, you forgive so you can have that youthful glow. So how did you feel coming into a relationship with somebody that already had a child, first of all?
I think in the beginning, I think it was scary because, you know, I just didn't know what to expect. I had never been a parent before. And then, you know, stepping into a situation that was already established, it was kind of, you know, it's almost like anything else you step into. When you step into it, you got to go with the flow of the situation until you kind of figure your way out.
Right.
So, you know, going into it, you know, it was scary. It was. I was a little nervous, and then at the same time, it was kind of like it was different as well because, you know, I came from like not a stable family.
Right.
So, you know, and then coming into your family, it was like all stable, but I come from instability. So it was like, you know, it was just I wouldn't consider it a lot. It was challenging.
Challenging.
Yeah, I think it was challenging.
Now, what exactly was challenging about it? Just so for those of you that have a child and you're feeling like, oh, I can't find somebody, my life is over. Now, if you had 3, 4, 5 kids with 3 different baby daddies and you never been married, life might be fucking over for you. Like, you might be single for the rest of your life. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not giving y'all hope. I'm giving the ones hope that, you know, had common sense to be like, skirt, let me press the brakes a little bit and then see if I can get with a good man. Because some of y'all keep making the same dumbass mistakes over and over and over again, and you know, shit might be over for you. I'm just saying. So what exactly was challenging about it, you know, for you?
because in my like I said, I never had kids, so my mentality of being a father at that time was, you know, I got to come to a situation where I got to start controlling stuff. Kind of like, you know, I got Kayla, so I'm her father now. So how do I tell her what to do? Stepping into this, or you know, step into a situation where you know your mom was there for you, and that was how it was before I came, and then how I fit in right here.
Right.
You know, and of course, like my mentality had to change as well, because of course when I met you, I was a dope boy.
Right.
So you know, I took the responsibility of being a father. That's why I never had kids before you.
Right.
Because being out in the streets, I just wasn't interested in having somebody else raise my kids. And I knew being out in the street, I mean, I can end up in prison any day. So, but you know, after, you know, we got married, I took on the responsibility of Kayla. To me, like, selling dope wasn't an option no more.
Right.
So, so my mentality started changing as well. You know, I didn't know how to do it. You know, then on top of that, trying to build a business, because I ain't selling dope no more. And then I got to figure out a way to provide.
Right.
So, you know, it was just like a slew of things being thrown at me. I never had a father, so I ain't know how to father. I never had a mother, so that part wasn't there. So you know, it was just, well, I got a mother, but you know what I mean. But
right.
you know, my grandmother raised me, and just just not being able to see examples of how to do it, like a blueprint.
Right.
So then at that time I was young, you know, I was still a little wild. You know, it was just it was a lot.
Right.
You know, so yeah, so that was the challenging part of me.
She asks, have y'all always gotten along, or did it take you a while? So we've been divorced. It'll be 5 years in November, and I feel like when we weren't getting along, it was because we were kind of fighting in court over the money issues.
Yeah.
But when it came to the kids, like I feel like that kind of always overrode everything.
Yeah, that always, yeah. I think that was, and I tell people all the time, like during the divorce, like my only beef with you during the divorce was, you know, when we was going back and forth to court, I just want, you know, I felt like I wasn't being treated fairly. You felt like, you know, you won't get what you need. You know, so it was kind of like, I mean, we of course was gonna butt heads. I mean, two people disagreeing.
Right.
I mean, that's gonna, I mean, it's gonna cause friction. But after we got, I always joke. I said I had a month period where I hated you. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? And then after we got through with that part, then we went back to normal. You
right.
feel what I'm saying? You know, and it was just, like I said, I just felt played. You know what I mean? It's like,
right, like
you know,
I felt played.
Right. So
yeah.
You know, it was just one of them things. Well, you know, like I said, it wasn't no real beef. It was just it was a feeling thing.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So yeah.
Right. It says, Valerie says it takes some longer to come into themselves and mind change. Still hopes for 45 baby daddies when they get naked, other than physically. I know that's right, Valerie. They got to get naked, because if they don't take accountability, they're going to be still running around doing the exact same thing. You are exactly right.
Okay.
So when it comes to treatment, like I always feel like you treat Kayla like as if you was the sperm that produced her. So how do you give like somebody that comes into that situation, like how do they, of course Kayla's dad was not around, right. but you knew he existed. Right. How do you actually sit in that place and be comfortable in that role of knowing, okay, I didn't create this young lady, but she's mine?
Right. I think, I gotta be totally honest, I think it was much easier that her biological father wasn't present. Mm-hmm. So I can't take full like credibility for like being that mature.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So with him being absent made it much easier. But it was always about what's best for Kayla. Right. Like the times when he wanted to be present. Mm-hmm. And we sat down and we said, okay, we're gonna allow him this. And you know, my whole thing was like, that's cool, as long as he jump off, he jump off the porch the wrong way.
Right.
He ain't got my support no more, which he did, and that's when he lost my support. You know, so you know, it was just one of the things where, you know, it really wasn't. And I even think even if our father was present and he was doing right by her, to me, I would have just looked at it like, all right, man, it's just more of us to raise her the right way. You know what I mean? Like, then we got a true village. You know, we got more people on deck to make sure that she's going in the right direction. I don't think it would have really been that type of beef.
Right.
You know, like prime example, like it's all about the person. Like if they're a good person, like Mike.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have no problems with Mike being around.
The kids.
You know, around about the kids because I know he's a good person and I like him and I trust him and I think he's mature enough as a man where he ain't gonna be feeding my daughters no bullshit.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? If that had been the case with her father, I think we could have got along in the same manner.
Right.
Yeah.
Kayla, can you come around here and sit real close to me? Squeeze, move. Go around, yeah.
Okay.
On this. Well, you can sit on close to your daddy. Let's see which way we got to shift.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, we go.
This is Kayla, you all. For everybody that follow us, you kind of familiar with Kayla. She is my oldest daughter, and I just want her to speak briefly before bringing in one of his natural children, or biological kids. How did it feel being raised with someone that wasn't biologically your dad? Like, did you ever feel like he didn't love you because he wasn't your dad? Like, just kind of tell us how that felt.
Well, growing up when I was younger, I didn't really. It felt normal. Like, if he's my dad, like I look at him as my dad. Like, this is my dad. But it wasn't until I got older, like high school maybe, where I would see other girls with their biological dads, and it kind of made me sad because I would always wonder, like, what would it be like if I had my biological dad around. And I remember, like, I wanted to sit down with both my dad and my biological dad and talk about it, because I felt like it would make our relationship stronger if I could talk to my biological dad about how I felt. But now it feels fine. This is my dad, like, and I had to accept the fact that my biological dad was a shitty person, and I just had to move on. So
yeah, that was that. Okay. So do you ever feel like there was any difference shown to you? I know when we first got divorced, it was kind of a place for both of you all, like, what do we do now? Because we weren't together, so then legally, like, he wasn't your stepdad or whatever, and it seemed like we had to kind of figure out how to maneuver through that whole thing. But outside of that space, like, do you feel like you were treated differently? No? Oh, that's great. Khalees, switch with Kayla. Hurry. Move it. This is Khalees.
Twins.
So this is his biological baby. The oldest felt like she's kind of shy. She didn't want to be on here. But she said she'll never know what it feels like to be his oldest child, so it's kind of pointless to talk about it. Khalees, how do you feel about, come in to your daddy a little bit, because, yeah, we can't see you. How do you feel about knowing that your sister has a different father, or do you feel like your dad should treat you differently? Like, just kind of tell us what you feel about that.
Well, I don't feel a certain way because I like that Kayla kind of has my dad, because I like the fact that we both have, like, the same parents.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, because I know you get a little jealous when she goes to spend time with her other siblings.
Yeah, I do.
And you don't like that.
Yeah, I do.
Khalees is very possessive. I think she gets that from me because I'm very possessive too. I don't like to share people at all. Just click done for that. Yeah, it's just telling me my storage is full. Okay, Khalees, you can share so that we can get back in here. So yeah, so now you kind of heard it from the kids themselves. I was gonna say, it was something that I wanted to specifically say, but going to polygamy, that's what it was, polygamy. Because I've heard someone, what was that, Kayla?
I just said woo woo.
So, and the reason why I'm bringing up polygamy is because sometimes so many people are against it, not kind of realizing that they do that anyway in some form, on some type of level. And I say that because this is, of course, my ex-husband, but we have the same kids, and so I look to him still to take care of me. And I want to get his take on that and how he feels to have a woman that still looks to him to take care of her, although I have a man and you have a woman. So it's like we're kind of doing this polygamy relationship just without the sleeping together, but I still look to you to take care of me and kids.
I mean, I really don't. Hold on, I'm thinking. Let me start with this. I think I want to take care of y'all, and I think that's first thing. But number two, I think it's my duty to take care of y'all. That's my responsibility. You know, so that right there is, I really don't put a lot of thought into that. I think I put more thought into making sure I got it to make sure I can. You feel what I'm saying? Compared to you're like doing it and what you're doing with the money when I give it to you. I don't, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
The whole part to me is just making sure I provide.
Right.
So, did that answer that first question?
Yeah.
But the second question was.
What was the second question? I don't know.
You said, all right.
Like the polygamy part of it. So you said, and I can honestly say you never questioned what I do with the money when you give it to me.
Right.
So that's a blessing, because I see a lot of even men saying, my money's not supposed to use for this, and most of the time it's men that, in my opinion, ain't really paying shit. Like, they'll be paying a couple $100 worried about what the woman is doing with the money. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, she fucking living on that little bitty ass shit that I could wipe my fucking ass with. You know what I'm saying? I'll see men complaining, and it just irritates my soul, because I'm like, first of all, let's just say she has your children, which means, like, I couldn't live in a one bedroom because I have kids. The kids live with me. So that may mean I need more money from you to be able to provide a decent place for them to live, a car to drive around in, food to eat, toilet paper to wipe their butt. They're all girls. They gotta have pads, you know, for those that are menstruating. And so I am grateful that you never questioned where the money goes. But I think that also goes back to the fact that we had a real relationship and friendship prior to getting married, which a lot of people don't. They just have sex and have babies, and then they have this friction going on, and they don't understand it. It's because y'all never had a connection anyway.
But it's impossible. It's impossible for a person to say, I want to make sure my kids straight, and my kids without making sure the mother's straight.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I can't get Lily the money and expect her to go get in the car, drive to the grocery store, do all the things that you do for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that right there just don't even make sense, and it pissed me off too. You know, I got friends and I be hearing them complain. I'm like, damn, how much money do you owe?
Right.
And they be like $300, $400, $500. Like, what, motherfucker, man? Get the fuck out of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you know what I mean. So to me, it's like, you know, that's a given. If you're a person, either you want to do it and you want to make sure they straight, or either you don't.
Right.
It ain't no in between. It ain't no today. It ain't no if I get this, or if I decide to go to Atlanta this week, or whatever the hell you gonna do.
Right.
It's either you gonna do it or you ain't. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah.
Javon says they have babies and never had dinner together. Exactly. There's no relationship, and then they wonder why they're bickering and fighting and can't get along.
That's real.
Someone asks, let's see, can Khalees go with Kayla with the other siblings? So Kayla is the youngest of her siblings, and she's 21. Her oldest brother turned 30 earlier this month, I think it was. So she's actually the baby. So I'm pretty sure Khalees could go. Could Khalees go with you when like you and Joel were hanging out or something?
I mean, she could.
Yeah, she could. They just probably wouldn't want her around because there's that big age difference.
What she do?
Her sister that is only 20 months older than her kind of is getting to the point where she doesn't want her around. So, you know, she's getting ready to go into high school, and so she think it's baby, you know. Let's see, that's so true. Respect and friendship is important in a relationship, definitely. I think if money is a problem for the woman, if you love the kids so much, let the kids be with the father. What I try and convince my child's mother. So I guess that's something good to speak to. I personally think it depends on the sex of the kids. I think my girls should be with me. Not to say that he wouldn't be able to do it. I just think that, you know, would you check to see if their period had come on? Like, did your cycle come on this month? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I kind of think that if you have the ability to take care of the kids and the mom is doing a good job, why would you want to take the kids out of the home with the mom?
And plus, if you ain't beefing, I mean, it shouldn't be a problem with my child.
Right.
Like, my only beef with you would be if you with the kids. Like we said, you know, we knew that, so that don't happen.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So that's what the parents got to step up and into, so they won't have that bullshit going on.
Right.
So it won't be no issue with whoever house they actually being in, like the majority of the time.
Right.
Really, not even the majority of the time. Just, you know, what's the word they use for the price of the primary residence? Or
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, that shouldn't matter. If you got a relationship with your child, that shouldn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess if you don't have that good relationship with that co-parent, it can be difficult, which is why I talk so much on co-parenting and why it was important for me to have him up here, because I think that when there's that beef, the children suffer. Like, whether you know it or not, I feel like there's this silent feeling on the inside of the child that they have to make a choice. You know, I don't want to say this about dad because then mom will get mad. I don't want to say this about mom because dad will get mad. And it's like that, those children have to walk around with those feelings of making a choice. It's just like when friends are beefing with somebody else, you know, it's hard to be like, I like this person even though your friend does not like that person. So, you know, if as an adult that's difficult for you, imagine what it is to be 9 or 10 years old and mom and dad don't get along or don't have this healthy relationship. You feel caught in the middle. So even as an adult, if that's difficult, think about what you're doing to the children when you are constantly bickering with each other and can't be in a good space. Like, you know, I really feel like people should grow the hell up. You know, if you decide that you don't want to be together, then that's fine. But you can't take that out on the kids, and don't use the children as a pawn to get back at that other person. You know, you just don't do people like that, because ultimately, let's say I did that, who would be hurt? My children that I claim I love and protect and want to see grow up into productive citizens or whatever. If I'm doing that to them, I don't love them the way I claim that I do. So if you have a woman, men that are keeping the kids from you, women, let me talk to the women. Women, if you are a woman that is keeping your children from their father, and I'm talking about a man that will not cause them any physical harm, you are hurting the kids. you're hurting him, but you are also hurting your children that you claim you love and you want to protect and you want to nurture. Like, you're not nurturing them. You're being a jackass in order to spite somebody else. Like, you're putting that above everything else when you should be putting your kids above everything else.
I mean, it's a sense of immaturity in the adults too. It's so crazy because, and I don't know how white people do because I don't really talk to white people about their relationships. But I'm saying it's notorious in black people where they feel like the two people should be beefing.
Right.
Like I have to own, like I just
the black community.
Yeah, I got a girlfriend that I was just like talking to like the other day, and what you call it, and I think that's when you sent me the text, and she like was like, and I was like, and I explained to her, and she was like, "What she mean by y'all want to be mad with each other?" When you sent me the text just saying thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
So let's make sure y'all we're on the same page. I sent him a text that said, "Thank you for working hard to take care of us," right? Or something is what I said, and he was around someone when he got the text. When I got the text, because I had the phone setting. And actually, it was like there was Nemi and I was in the car, and the text came up on the screen. Right. And then she was kind of like, no, like, and she got out like, y'all like, I was like, no, and I was kind of like explaining to her like, why gotta be beef? Right. Like, why the hell? You understand what I'm saying? I say, and like I was explaining to her, I say, more women and men should be like big up in the other person if you know they working hard or they doing this or they doing. What's wrong with complimenting the person? Right. And because all it did was encourage me. Like that day I was out running marketing. Hell, it made me want to go market some more. Right. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like, what the fuck is wrong with? You understand what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers want to beef about everything, man. Right. And it's like so dumb, man. You know, so dumb. That's why people can't get ahead. That's why they can't learn shit. Right. That's why they can't get put on to new things, because he's so busy bickering. You know what I mean? It's dumb. Right. Shit dumb. Exactly. I ain't got time. And that's like, why shouldn't I send him a message to say I appreciate the fact that we have a roof over our head, we have lights, we have water, we have air, I have a car to drive. Like, I'm grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean anything for me to just wake up and write it in my gratitude journal without telling the person that makes it all possible. So, you know, I'm appreciative of that, and I feel like we could build relationships and build our communities if we put our pride aside and did things like that more often. Because really, a lot of times what it is just that people are so prideful. Right. And then people people get into relationships with another person that doesn't accept that. And for me, that was like, this is the way it is, and if you can't accept that, you can't be with me. And so Mike is in the comment section. Mike, he said, I had a girlfriend that felt insecure because the mother of my kids and I weren't beefing. Needless to say, I had to let her go. And that's the way I would be. So, I mean, nobody is going to come before him and my kids. That's just, and that's just the reality of it, because there's nothing illicit about our relationship. Like, we aren't sexting or sending pictures or saying I miss you or let me get that dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of conversation is not going on. So if we're talking, if we're communicating, the other people in the relationship should be okay, and they have to be secure in themselves to know that, hey, really, honestly, if we wanted to be together, that's what we would choose to try to do. The fact that we have gotten together with other people, those people should say, hey, they are choosing to be with me, and I should be fine. I think we get along really great as a unit, everybody. And it's just something that the black community needs to do more of. It's time for us to make some repairs. You know what I mean? Because our kids are falling to the wayside women are dying of heart attacks because they mean as hell and harboring unforgiveness, and men are going, I mean, it's just our community is ravaged by broken homes, and if we start like this, then I think it would be a big help to the black community. Everybody can do their part. Jay Vegas says it's called village upbringing. Exactly. It takes a village. And I think I told you all before, like when we are at a basketball game, we sit together. My daughter has to look in one place. She don't have to look all over the gym to try to find mama and to try to find daddy to see what grandma's sitting or daddy's girlfriend or whatever. We all sitting in one place. You know, she can look in one place and throw her finger up or whatever little sign she doing when she make a shot, because she knows that her family is there supporting her, and then that's what we are. We're a family. And I always say that him and I are doing life together because we have children. And that's just the way it is. We may not be husband and wife, but we're still doing life together. I'm still concerned of what's going on in his life because he's my kid's father. He's concerned about what's going on in my life because I'm his children's mom. So that just overrides everything, and it's important that we do that. Do you have an issue? Okay, now you told me this other person was like, why was she thinking like that? Or do you know?
I mean, number one, she's been nosy as hell anyway.
Right.
But number two, you know, it was kind of like, I think she read too much into the part that said taking care of us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was like, I really didn't even explain it to her because it wasn't none of her business, number one. But after thinking about it, like after I left and I thought about it, you know, just putting thought into it, and I was like, everybody talk different.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I might would have sent you the same text, would have been like, appreciate it for looking out for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I would have put it. It would have been the same exact thing you said.
Right.
But it would just be in my terms.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I ain't take it as you know, taking care of me. You understand what I'm saying? It just, right. I mean, it was just, like I said, I think she put too much concern and thought into that part of it. You feel what I'm saying? Which in return, immature mind,
right,
we'll think, oh, what you mean taking care of? You still buying the stuff and getting a Louis Vuitton? Well, you understand what I'm saying? A person look at that like, you still taking care of like that?
Well, let's be clear though, little girl, if you're watching or listening, if he had the money to buy me Louis Vuittons, he would. Let me see, something that's popped up on the screen here. Cancel. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it was like I said, she was out of, I mean, she really wasn't trying to come at me like in an arguing way. She just kind of like came to me in a questionable way.
Right.
Which in return, I was kind of like, oh, your explanation. So.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's difficult, you know. Honestly, I understand because I am so fabulous. You know what I mean? And so it would be hard for any woman to feel like, you know, I have so much to live up to. You know what I'm saying?
But she won't need nobody who count. So
exactly. Because I don't know who you are. That means you don't fucking count.
She was a regular. She was a regular degular. You know, right. I call her regular degular. You know, just
those are the ones that's always doing the most talking too.
Yeah,
you go blow up your chances. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to get with the program to get a chance.
Yeah, so.
Let's see. I had kids at 17, no baby drama or child support. Now at 40, I got what I was trying to stay away from. I'm confused. I think y'all are having your own conversation. If you are on Naked Girls Facebook, again, I should have said this more times than I did. However, I did say that I want you all to come to YouTube, and I will only be reading questions from the YouTube page, only because it's so difficult for me to look at both. Now that we are here at 7:52, y'all know I like to close out at a certain time. Kayla, were there any questions that you think while you're over there filing your toenails that did you see any questions on the Facebook page that we definitely should have read, or anything maybe that we should answer?
Let's see here. For some reason, I'm not able to see the comments. Are you talking about the Naked Girls page?
Yeah, on Facebook.
On Facebook. How do we get these young parents to have the same mentality as you and yours do towards each other?
I think just setting more of an example too. They have to see it. I feel like people don't see it as much. What they see the most of is people bickering and not getting along. So I think if you have a healthy relationship, you got to put it out there. And with us, it would be crazy to me if I'm on here constantly doing videos and I know that my message is spreading. Well, this is a part of that message, and so constantly just putting it out there. You know, I did a video when we were taking Kayla to school and we were riding together, and they just thought that was so strange, just the craziest thing. And I guess I want to ask Mike while he's sitting here, is it tough to be with a woman, Mike, that says her ex-husband is her family and that's just the way it is, and either you get with it, or you don't? Like, is that tough?
It's not tough at all, and it's not tough because I feel as long as respect is there, it's not tough at all. Because I like Lawrence as well, you know what I mean? Cool guy to me, so no, it's not tough. Like he said, I think it's tough if there is some type of bickering or beef or no trust involved, you know.
Right.
And I really think,
I think it's awesome.
And I think also too, one of the issues I think that the people that co-parent, one of the major issues why they add each other, well, two of the reasons why I think they add each other. Number one, they're not over each other.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you still trying to have some kind of relationship, worry about who she dealing with and all this other shit.
Right.
You need to be worried about the kids.
Right.
That's number one. And then number two, you know, it's one of them things where they still harboring some kind of feelings towards each other, where they upset and some shit they ain't dealt with.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, all right, 5 years ago the dude didn't have a job, he couldn't do shit, which I don't understand that either. But y'all done got through that phase. Now the next 5 years he got a good job, he trying to do better now. Shit, work with the man now, start bringing that shit up.
Right.
From when he didn't have a job. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's still like, it's this old shit, and you know, it's old shit that stop people from being able to
move forward.
Yeah, to move forward. You know, so
definitely.
Yeah.
Any other questions, Kay?
Yeah, it's only showing me a few comments. Like, I can't scroll back.
Okay. What is that? Was okay. We appreciate you all for tuning in. Like I said, I think it's very important that we have these conversations and that we put it out there, especially when you know you have a following and people are going to view it. So this will not be the first time that I'll have him on. I think it was great to kind of piggyback with Chris and her sister. I'm an only child, so the only way I could really piggyback that was to have my kids kind of join in the conversation with their dad. And I needed to let the jackass know that tried to put him down for being a convicted felon that he does have sense. You know, people make mistakes in their younger life. He has taken accountability, and now guess what? He's better than you. I just wanted to bring that up there so you can see it with your own two eyes, jackass. Anyway, join us every Friday for Feedback Friday on Naked Girls Facebook and YouTube, Naked Girls TV, all one word. Every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join Chris Clark every Tuesday on Naked Girls TV at 7 p.m. I am here every Sunday at 7 p.m. for Sundays with Shemeka Michelle. And make sure you check out Cussing and Cardio with Dr. O on the Facebook page. She is trying to get y'all fat asses not to be so fucking fat anymore. And she's also working with us skinny folk to make sure we are building our cardio as well. Join Javon Clark. He teaches Bubbles and the Bears every morning at 7:45 on his YouTube page. J. Michael Clark. And if you haven't checked out the course CD, Backstrokes Through Concrete Waves, I'm pretty sure Mike will put the link up for you all so you can check it out. Don't forget the Naked Girls album is coming out. Buy my book, Keep It Naked, A Naked Girl's Guide to Live Life Authentically. It is on Amazon and it's POD in most major bookstores. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for joining us. In the meantime, don't forget to keep it naked. Hey, my Chrissy, you ready? I'm outside.
I'm ready. You know I ain't got to be my face and put no weed together before I leave, so
I'm beautiful, I'm so supreme. I'm better than you, it's my life. I call the shots. I can do whatever I want. All day. I'm better than you. Set the rules to my own game. I'm better than you. They say that I am conceited. Well, I must admit, I think I'm the shit. They say that I talk too loud.